You know, chosen ones, you might have always asked yourself a question as to why is it that when you usually went out of people's lives, why have they been struggling to cope? If you have not yet asked yourself that question, now is the right time to do that. Why is people struggling to cope when you live their lives? You left your wife, you left your husband, you've left your toxic family unit. You're out there doing your own thing. But for some reason you feel that they are struggling. You can even feel their pain. Okay? I know this because as a scapegoat who has left dysfunctional units behind, I know this thing how it works. And on top of that, I've left a lot of toxic people behind as well. And the pattern has always been the same. You know, evil people usually, they like getting closer to beautiful souls, okay? A lot of you guys who have met these narcissists, when they usually come into your life, you might have noticed that they used to praise you for so many different kinds of reasons. They used to like the way you move, the way you speak, the way you behaved, the way you carried yourself, and everything about your personality. They seemed to like everything about you, okay? And then eventually, in a couple of months, 2 or 3 months, maybe something like that, they flipped 180 degrees and they started to abuse you. Now, this kind of things is not a coincidence, okay? A lot of times, the people that are not worthy of your presence, they are the very first ones to flow into your life for some reason. Because so guys, you're going to get used to me moving, because anytime I'm trying to do videos, people just show up out of the blue, you know? I don't know, for some reason. So a lot of times, people, they flock into your lives because they feel that you're an easy target, you know? Because you see, the enemy is always on the lookout for easy targets. The enemy wants somebody that is easy for them, okay? Somebody who doesn't ask a lot of questions. Someone who is quite empathetic, very nice, beautiful person. So you make it easy for them. You know, when they want to manipulate something or manipulate your energy or play around with you, they know that most likely you will not ask a lot of questions. So they always come into your lives, and before you know it, you realize that these individuals, they are not actually treating you the way they should, okay? And they're giving you breadcrumbs, okay? You give them a whole loaf of bread and they're giving you breadcrumbs. You guys know how this toxic pattern works. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. The world around us is full of evil, okay? When you start realizing how this thing works, it helps you to start protecting yourself better and start to being more aware of the people that you bring around you. But you see, the point of this video is The moment you figure out these particular individuals that have been in your life, you figure them out and you know the role that they have always played in your life, whatever it is they took from you, whatever it is they say to you, the abuse and whatever, the torture, the manipulation and everything. You figure it out and you leave. I want you to pay very close attention, ladies and gentlemen. Those people that you've left behind, if it's a narcissist, for example, is your ex-wife or whatever, ex-husband, they are going to start fighting around with their new supply. So they are going to start humiliating and torturing the new supply. Reason why they are doing this is because the enemy has been using these individuals for a very long period of time to do the devil's work. So all that abuse you used to see around you, they was using them to do the work. And what is even more funny, a lot of them was not even aware of this. So it was something like a subconscious thing going on. It was happening unconsciously. Now, when you leave and you exit those kind of situations, you start to see those people fighting against each other. You could have had a situation before, for example, you have lived with a narcissist before, and you've left that person. You are the victim, because evil always needs a victim, someone to abuse and manipulate and everything. But when you leave, the enemy now does not have any food. So this is food for them. So what the enemy does, the enemy turns around and they start bombarding that person next to them, who is the new supply. So the reason as to why you hear a lot of fights and things that are happening to the new supply. They are starting to abuse this new supply. They are starting to torture them. So it feels like they are paying the price of they're the ones paying the price of that person losing you. Okay? So when you ever hear situations and conditions where people that you've left behind, they were part of you back in the days, and you've left them behind, and you hear situations where they start to fight against each other, you have to know, ladies and gentlemen, you have been fighting an unknown battle, and that battle had nothing to do with you completely. So you have been fighting an invisible war with the enemy. This thing has also presented, the same situation has also been visible in toxic family units. So those kind of families whereby they have always had a scapegoat. And for some reason that scapegoat was like, they had enough and they have extracted themselves out of the unit, okay? At some point they have felt like they have not been respected from day one, and they have usually been taken for a ride. So those scapegoats, when they leave, you're starting to see the real people that have always hated you from day one. So the enemy has actually been attacking you using your own family members. Your father was on your back. Your sister was on your back. Your brothers was on your case. Your aunties was on your case. Everybody has been around you, attacking you. When you leave, what really happens is that, and this is actually documented, you can look it out on the internet. When you leave those kind of situations, ladies and gentlemen, you will be surprised. The enemy will start fighting against themselves. Those people, they are going to start fighting against themselves. Okay? Because you see, the thing is now, the enemy has been used to dumping all this energy towards you as a scapegoat of the family. They have been doing this forever. Now you leave, and they do not know what to do with this energy. Okay? They do not know what to do with the energy, and they do not know where to dump the energy. So what they do now, they start tearing up each other. This is something which I've also experienced as a scapegoat of the family. I've seen it happen whereby when I left the unit, a lot of unexplainable events started happening within the unit, okay? So this was a very big shockwave within the family. They started tearing up each other. You know, you'll see sometimes the brother wants to kill the sister wants to kill the brother. This one is angry with that one is angry with this one. Those things didn't happen before. But you have left and got away from them, and these things are starting to happen. It's not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. You are now seeing the exact scenes, the scenery, what has been happening behind the veil that you didn't actually see when you was with those individuals. So now the scene is playing out in front of you in broad daylight. You are now getting the evidence. So the reason as to why you've heard me most of the times talking about getting away from those individuals, because I want you to see. So for the most of the things we talk about in these videos, I'm helping you to open your eyes, okay? So when I tell you to get away, what I'm simply telling you and I'm directing you to do is step away, and you're going to see the chaos that has been going on behind your back, even the chaos that you were never ever able to see back in the days. You're going to see the chaos play out in front of you. The people are going to start tearing up each other. You see, it's like these dogs, when you have these animals or whatever, domestic animals, and you've given them some food, especially the dogs and whatever, you've been keeping some dogs at home and there's nothing to eat. It may come to a point whereby you're now going to start to see them, they're going to start getting angry at each other, there's nothing to eat, and they're going to start biting each other. So that's the same thing which happens in this kind of scenario. When you ever leave a dysfunctional system, a toxic system, a narcissist behind, toxic individual behind, it does not matter. Those people, they're going to turn and start fighting against each other. And it's going to be very visible that there's always been a problem that you were never able to see. Okay, so do not be surprised, chosen ones, when you see all these events happening. The moment you decide to take your power back and step out of toxic situations and step away from difficult individuals, they are going to tear each other up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not even careful, or if you even take a closer look, you may even sometimes hear the stories. They may even sometimes kill each other. They may even sometimes kill each other because now they are all hungry for food. The food is gone and they do not know what to do with themselves. So they start to tear up each other. So that kind of scenario normally happens in every situation when you have been dealing with toxic individuals, because I've told you guys again, the enemy usually uses the closest people around you to attack you. So the enemy has always been close to you, even that you are not aware of it. The enemy has always been close to you from day one, monitoring you, keeping you further in the sleep, attacking you, beating down your self-esteem, and keeping you on a very low frequency. That has been the main target of the whole situation. So that is exactly what has been going on. You are supposed to be kept on a very low frequency. The intention was not to allow you to operate fully in your authenticity. The intention was to put you and keep you in sleep mode. So if you have seen this thing what I'm talking about, whereby you have left certain situations and people have eventually started fighting against each other, I would like to know about that in the comment section below. Let us know about your experience. And until then, you guys know that I do love and appreciate your support. You can book a session with me. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.